I'm doing well. I've had a very, very, very busy week as
Oops.
per usual.
I just realized I was muted the whole time. Go Scribbles!
Oh,
Yeah. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Yeah, this is
take
this is
two.
professional tribe talks right here. I'm too fucking tired to give too many fucks about the fucked up intro. So you can all just fill in the blanks. If we've got any lip readers in the audience, you can let
What
us
we'll
know what you think I
do,
said. Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll just cut the intro out of last week's episode, place that in the front, and then just have a weird costume change
Yeah.
2 minutes in,
I mean, that
and
seems fine
then
to me. That seems
yeah,
fine.
it's
Yeah, nobody will
it's
know.
it. I
Yeah,
mean, when they go to watch it on the podcast on Spotify or anywhere else, that it'll sound about right. So
exactly. They'll never know
just
any different.
yeah,
It's
I
all
like this
good.
plan.
It's all good. Me
It's all
too. Me
coming
too.
together.
It's all coming together. Well, I mean, what I was saying was that I'm sad because I go back to work tomorrow, and I had such a nice week off, being able to do whatever I wanted, and I
But
was very
was it a
happy.
week off? I'm pretty sure that was a just changing the hat of what full time work you were doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a little bit of that, yeah. We did all our adoption training over the weekend. Then on Mondays, that was still all day, and then I did a couple of days where I streamed like 10 hours a day, and that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that. It was tiring, but it was like I can see why people want to do this.
Yeah,
But of
I
course,
had.
that didn't actually make me any money. It was just me getting paid like $1 an hour for 10 hours.
I left the tab open with it
Oh,
going, but
thank you. I appreciate
it
the
was
lurk.
like I think it started at like 9 a.m. my time, and it's like I don't even have time to come back and try to to watch or interact with it besides like my very narrow lunch break, and then
It's all good, Garth. It's all good.
and
I
then
understand. I
by the
understand. I'm
time I was
just
off
not a
work.
priority. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's I got other shit to do besides
Yeah.
watch your beautiful baldness.
Yeah. Do you really? Do you actually have loads of shit to do? God damn. It's almost like people have got lives outside of my stream.
Um,
Who
I
knew?
know, bunch
Who
of
knew?
animals.
Did you have a fun week, Garth? How was 3v3?
Fun. Oh, I hate it. I'm just tired of. I'm just like I'm not even like trying that hard. I'm face checking the bush with my ass and just like surprised it's getting absolutely manhandled.
Yeah.
Like not I'm not even looking at the Crons that have like 400% armor pen. I'm just surprised when like GI gets eliminated by Kyle Katarn in 2 seconds flat. And
You're like, oh.
um yeah, I know, I just was definitely not thinking it through. And so I don't really care the first week either, but there's nothing like crazy going on because the new Cron set is so vanilla, and the most powerful
Yeah.
level 9 is not even active in 3v3,
No.
which is so sad.
Oops.
The best Cron from this current set only gets one season of being viable because it's going to be only one season of 5s.
Yeah.
Well, it has, and then TW, the 8 TWs, or
Yeah, I suppose TW.
the 12 TWs it gets to be a part of.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting take, right, by CG with this curtailed timeline of Datacrons.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not opposed to it if they want to make like farming a ton of them less, but it's all I'm seeing right now is that they're going back to trying to more aggressively monetize their current revenue streams.
Everything just
Yeah,
aggressively monetize, I think, is their company motto for 2026.
Well, I mean, Coliseum and the era stuff might get better as more things get added to where the monetization might feel not as so like, negative.
You'll still spend as much, but you'll get.
I mean, but
more
that's the
for
thing
it.
is, I was already spending that level anyway, so it's like for me, I'm not really fussed about it. But they're giving me zero reason to go to 95. But I mean, there might be more reasons to be more active in Coliseum and the era as they continue to add features.
I'll be real. For me personally, I really don't need any more encouragement to spend more money on this game. I'm at my capacity, I think, for spending.
Yeah. No,
if they want to do something to help Wales and encourage Wales to spend even more, I'm all for it. You crack on. feed the big fish. I'm okay with that. That's fine. That's their prerogative. But I don't want another reason to spend. I really don't.
No, I'm kind of in the same boat, like where I don't know if it's going to be really worth it. I don't think I'm going to spend on getting things 7-star day one anymore because there's not really an incentive. If they're just going to backload all of the Zurich material to the back anyways, where you can't break like 70 beforehand, it's like, then it doesn't matter. Then I'll only 7-star day one character, and that'll be the last one that has all the materials, and then I'll just get my characters up to, if there's a journey event, to whatever that level requires, and then I'll just be done with my time. I don't give a care.
It is a really interesting way of doing it. I wonder why. Did they feel like the Zetas would be so powerful that it would upset like the progression if you got to 85 a little too early because of access to Zerix?
Don't know. I feel like it's really unfortunate that they really throttled in how far you could go early, and it's already so expensive. I mean, you spend like the better part of what it was like 300 some odd bucks to get Luke to 70 day one. It's like, and yeah, you have an advantage, but is it worth the cash? No, not really. Like the only thing that kind of was beneficial as the other ones came up, that overflow kind of helped. But we know on this next go around that it's going to be probably worse to progress quickly through Coliseum than it was this go around, because they're going to probably retool it to make it harder to jump tiers without certain era levels.
Yeah, well, who knows? I mean, we haven't heard anything off CG, and the new era will start in 2 weeks' time, right? Just over. So
we haven't heard anything, but
we should be getting some information soon. Hopefully tomorrow, right?
Hopefully tomorrow. We do know what's coming, which is kind of cool. Yep. I thought it was funny how last week we were talking about like the ISB coming into the game, and I'm like, I don't really see it because it's a whole new faction they have to bring in and everything else, and then there it is.
Do you prescribe to Krennic and Death Trooper getting some sort of rework or having the ISB tag? Or
no, I subscribe to Krennic getting a rework because Death Trooper doesn't belong with Krennic anymore. I mean, it's just he is 100% a required instrument under DTMG as the I think Krennic, the Zeta on Death Trooper should be reworked for Imperial Remnant, and then Krennic should just be completely retooled for whatever the new faction is, because they could add new units to the ISB if they want to add like a Stormtrooper type thing, or they want to add their own unique thing. Because they're not, clearly we're not afraid of doing iteration characters anymore because of our Maul Fuel hatred and the new Vader that's coming out, and
we've got 5 hands and 5 Chewbaccas, and
we can just change the cosmetic look of them a little bit, and it's a new unit, and we'll call it a day.
The most egregious has to be Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh yeah,
but 30 minutes apart.
Yeah, I mean, if they're willing to go down that road of character design, then I'm thinking at a certain junction here that they could do the same thing if they don't want to do 5 named characters for the ISB faction. But I mean, either which way, I mean, I'm fine with the play if they want to bring in a bunch more for the for it. But I think Krennic should get reworked, and I think they should take him away from Death Trooper, and Death Trooper should have his Zeta reworked to be with the whoever the leader is, because or be like Aayla Secura for all I give a care.
Yeah,
who's like, if Jedi Master Mace is in the lead, then this all takes effect. If not, get bent. This unique is just a chapter of a book worth of text that means nothing.
That reminds me, because we've got Jedi Master Mace coming back on Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I want to say.
Yeah, Jedi Master Mace comes. No, it's Monday. The packs come on the 2nd, so I'm gonna assume it's the same day. But
Oh, I can't see it on my main account in the events tab because I already have Mace. But my alt is ready for Jedi Master Mace. That's why I'm excited. I'm like,
The
ooh.
yeah, 2/2 at 8 a.m. is when all the packs come out for there's Jedi Master Chase Pack, Ascension Pack that are coming on the second. So it's highly possible that it's the second, but it could be Tuesday because these all run for the week. So it's possible that they could just
Yeah.
release it a little bit later. But
Something in my
can you
brain
pull
says
it
it's
up?
Tuesday, but I don't know why.
Tuesday, ain't it?
Tuesday, innit? So, yeah.
I was just gonna pull up the solo journey and see if they have anything in the. No, they don't have a countdown. Nothing currently.
Not yet.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, no, event starts in 1 day and 19 hours. It's at the very top.
Okay, cool. So,
So 1 day, so Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday.
I will have no real gear or materials for him because my alt account just unlocked Grand Inquisitor because I was like, I better do a Grand Inquisitor guide because of all the Lightspeed tokens. So I blew all my materials getting those guys up to Relic 5 and threw some on Grand Inquisitor.
Don't the tokens grant you them at Relic 5?
No, Relic 0.
Oh.
Yeah, Relic 0 and Zeta and with Zetas. So I took them all to Relic 5, but then I unlocked the Grand Inquisitor and I threw a bunch of gear on him because I was like, I've got the Grand Inquisitor. But really, I should have saved that for Mace.
I mean, yeah, because without Third Sister, unfortunately, that team is very lackluster.
Yeah, unfortunately, it requires a heavy amount of investment in both relics and modding in order to beat things that in the current meta it just doesn't feel like it's worth that level of investment.
No,
it's like,
it's the very unfortunate part. I feel like those characters are just very much plagued by power creep because, like, Inquisition was a good team, but even when they first came out, when GI first came out, that was his big issue too. Is that, you know, it's like to beat the Jedi, you had to have good modding, the right turn order, and a bunch of other stuff to go with it just to get the job done. And it's just like, I don't like that. You're supposed to hard counter this faction. And you're just like, sorta. And hell, even Reba versus JMK when she was kind of like the GAC answer to JMK that we were promised, 6 months after GI released.
Yeah.
It still is, even to this day, is like, well, if you got a good Kron support, JMK doesn't have a great Kron.
It's a different story in TW, of course, because of the, I'll just insta-kill all your Jedi kind of setup, which is nice. Yeah. It's nice. I especially liked it when we used to have that, bonus turn on defeat. With
on defeat and reset cooldowns. Oh, that was beautiful.
So you'd just be like, insta-kill, bonus turn, insta-kill, insta-kill. And it's just like JMK and Cat left like, fuck. What do we do? You're like, you're dead, sir. Yeah, no, it's good times.
That's ready to use Clone Wars Chewbacca as your tank and Padme. And then...
just get rid of all of the Jedi.
Yeah, no, it's JMK is no longer leading the Jedi. He's just leading Galactic Republic.
Yep, Galactic Republic. So you can have Padme, Cat, Cup, and Clone Wars Chewie. Perfect team.
There you go.
And then Gas beats it, and you're like, fuck.
Tons of synergy. Yeah, no joke.
Actually, Cat will probably stop that, but good times. Neo 1, I wish I was playing The Witcher, dude. On my week off today, I played so much Witcher, and I'd never really played it before, so I had a great time.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it turns out that the Witcher is just a really, really good card game. I was
they actually made a full-blown made a full-blown like desktop app version of the card game.
I heard about this, but apparently it's quite different to the one you actually play in game. Is that right?
In the game, because they had to monetize it, so of course they had to change how things worked.
I have a feeling. Is it not published? Well, maybe it is published, but is it not produced by CG Project Red? Did they sell it off to another company to make it or something?
I don't know at all anymore, to be honest with you. I haven't played it in...
Let me have a look.
3 or 4 years.
Gwent game. Obviously, there's a place in Wales called Gwent, so... Oh no, it is developed by CD Projekt Red, so yeah. I thought they were better than that. I thought they were
I
above
mean,
microtransactions.
quick cash grab for
Yeah.
no
Well,
effort.
yeah, exactly. But that's fine. You know, I was roaming the lands on my noble steed, and engaging in fucked up quests. It turns out everybody in the Witcher universe is just a bit of a cunt. So I found that out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I like that part about the game though, is where it's like there's no classic morality structure of like pure good and evil. It's like everyone's self-interested, and you only get to go off of the narrative that you hear. And so until you kind of like, if you spend enough time dicking around, you'll find out all the information, and then
Mm,
things make a little bit more sense.
yeah.
Um, but at the same time, it's just like, not everybody's innocent.
No.
Actually, very few people are innocent, and so it's like, meh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of the only innocent ones was that baby who turned into a some sort of demon goblin baby, and then I turned him into a lubberkin, and then he was just a flying spirit ghost baby, and I was like, good
Yeah,
job. Oh, I think it's a she, Dea.
yeah,
But yeah, I was like, well, this is fucked up.
yeah. It's you get to learn a lot. I like that though. I like where the moral ambiguity there is a little bit less defined. There's a lot more going on where you can kind of be like, do I
Well,
really trust what we're doing, or
I
is
still
this
don't
kind of
know
like,
if rescuing the bullsack spirit of some fucked up tree and putting it inside a demon dog, no, horse, was a good idea or not. I'm sure that'll have no repercussions down in the later game, but there we go.
there there are a few of those that do have some repercussions,
Oh, good.
in a variety of areas, but sometimes they just impact further side quests. I don't know if too many of them impact the overall main storyline,
Oh, yeah.
because there's very little crossover from the side quests into it.
Yeah, yeah. Either way, I was having lots of fun. Um,
Well, that's the important part.
and that is the important part. I was like, wow, this is entertaining. And eventually I did actually, upgrade from the base sword that I had at the start of the game. I was like, oh, I probably should have looked for some better loot instead of just, hey, let's use the same weapons and the same armor all game.
No, no, just keep doing the same thing over
Yeah.
and over and over.
It's when
It tends to work out.
the werewolf that I was fighting outside would just fully heal faster than I could
Oh yeah,
damage him. I was like,
yeah,
well, I better upgrade some stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I love that some of those early quests are just like, you're like, ah, I've got this. I've been smoking everything so far. I fought that griffin and I kicked its ass. So whatever, I got this. And the
And then
game's
get
like,
stomped.
no, dog. Like, pay attention to your quest levels. Look at your gear. Don't
Yeah.
suck. Ready, go. I'm like,
Don't
oh,
suck. Don't suck was definitely on the cards. I didn't listen to it though, unfortunately. I just sucked instead. So hey, but
got
it was
distracted by
fun.
Gwent too much.
I mean, I had to firmly establish myself at least as the best player in Velen, and I did that because I beat all the other named dudes, and they can all suck my dick. So that was
Yeah.
good. I now need to go to whatever other areas and do the same thing there, because that's the true quest line. Forget Ciri
Yeah.
and forget the Wild Hunt. It's all about
To be honest, though,
winning
that's like,
cards.
yeah, to be honest, though, that's kind of how the game goes a little bit, because there's such a massive jump in narrative that they go, okay, you're dealing with Ciri, but you got to go do 2 or 3 other things first, and then you got to come back to dealing with Ciri. And so you're just kind of like, oh, so I could do whatever for a while.
Yeah.
Bye.
That what does that remind me of? It's Star Wars
Outlaws?
Outlaws, where it's just
Yeah.
like it's really important that you do this right now. I'll see you
Yeah.
in 50 hours when you've done all the side quests.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. They really didn't like, at least with The Witcher, is that, they kind of have it's not, the urgency is not quite as pressing. It's just like there's always a little bit of jump in time, and then as they need to,
hmm
you progress the narrative by whenever you get to the next place and start the next main narrative point, they progress the world for you to kind of
Right.
show that time is passing. But it's like, yeah, but if you take a couple of days to do whatever, it's like it's not the end of the world to the game because it doesn't really matter. Whereas like in Outlaws, you could spend all day
Yeah.
doing anything else, and they're still like, you get there like, you got here at just the nick of time.
It's like, did I really?
Did I really? Like,
seriously, guys, I've been traveling between planets. I've
yeah,
I've ingratiated myself into the Hut Cartel or whatever the Pike Syndicate and
yeah.
the Crimson Dawn and all that bollocks. And I've gone round and I've played Pazak, and I've won the underground Pazak smuggling contests, and I bet on some horses. It was a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, but you just made it." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, it was a good time. I don't like I didn't hate Outlaws by interested imagination,
No,
but
neither
like
did I.
we've gone over this before. It's like it's a C plus to B minus game. It's just it was never going to be that same draw as other ones, and then the collections part of it was just a waste of time overall.
Oh my god, just massive
they
time
didn't-
sink. Yes,
They didn't put enough they didn't put enough negative into offending a guild or a different crime syndicate. They allowed you to kind of like waste a lot of time progressing everybody so you could kind of like max them out in advance.
Yeah.
And then
you get like the one-time unique gear.
Yeah, item
they
reward.
give you.
Yeah, gear rewards. Yeah. And then just let it all burn.
Doesn't matter. You're like, oh, okay. I mean, sure, right at the end of the game, there's like a token, they've come to help you type thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, has no real impact on the game at all. It's like, oh, one line throwaway. Oh, you've turned up. Thanks. So, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But outside of that, I mean, I enjoyed it. I just wish they'd done a little bit more with the narrative to kind of make picking who you worked with make more sense, and then like working against the factions had more negative consequences.
Yeah.
But anyways,
they should have definitely been more like pros and cons, and almost getting locked into supporting a faction, and that had impacts into the main quest line and stuff like that. That would have been cooler. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm not a game designer. I don't spend ages doing this shit. But you know, I still think it was like a 6.5 out of 10, something like that. That's kind of where I feel the game rated for me. I never played the expansion pack, or whatever the DLC was.
I literally am waiting until all the stuff that they promised in year 2 is released, and then or year 3 or whatever their current plan is, and then I was going to go back and get the Ubisoft monthly subscription again for $20 and just play it and call it a day.
Yeah.
But I was waiting because I'm like, I just don't care enough to do otherwise.
No, agreed. It just seemed a little bit. It seemed a little lackluster to me. I thought when it was good, you know, just going like the main plot points were absolutely fine, and some of the characters were interesting and stuff like that. I was okay with that. It just really suffered from bad pacing, maybe not the best combat in the world, too much Ubisoft open world.
Well, and that's the unfortunate part too. I think after both of us had finished playing it, they actually went back and made the combat.
Oh, did they? They adjusted it after. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they made stealth like mean something again. They allowed you to carry the bigger weapons between like on ladders and stuff, right? So you had all this, like there was stuff that actually like helped with that and made it a little bit better. But
I just never used it.
Yeah, you can't like solo a base anymore. Like the AI isn't that dumb.
Yeah, the AI was pretty special. It was pretty special.
So it was just a lot of little knickknack stuff that they've improved. It's better, but definitely one of those things where it's like it still sucked for too long.
Yeah. Big Sag. So, Karth, next week then, we should be getting at least 2 kit reveals, but I imagine we get the whole shabammy. What are you thinking? You thinking we get the whole shabammy? Who you think
we have to get the whole shabammy. Like we have to. There's no other way around it. They all go live at the same time, and when the era releases the week after, there's no way they don't They don't
We,
do the whole offload. The only thing we may not get a kit on is if they have a journey guide character
yeah.
that they'll have at the end of it. That might come, 2 months in, but everything has to release at the beginning. There's no other way around it. So yeah, I'm looking at a huge dump of of kits that we'll have to scroll through again.
It's great. I mean,
Um,
the last time it happened for the start of this era, I did a video covering all the kits, and it was an hour long. I was like, holy moly, that's a
yeah,
long ass
just
video.
what I would do if I were you is just break them all into 10-minute videos and then just release them like
Yeah, I could
every
do.
day.
I could do. Well, the thing is in the Galaxy of Heroes game with news, you have to be there straight away. So I'd have to release all of the
I
videos
I
straight away.
almost want to agree with you, but then at the same
Mm.
time, I feel like you're wrong because, well, no, in the regards of the way the current era system works, it's so
Yeah,
much news to power through
it is.
that
Yeah,
I feel like even if you
I mean,
separate them out, they may not perform initially as well. But if it's just one character that you're doing, people will come back and like actually watch that video for that character
no, no,
versus trying to power through an hour-long video
yeah.
on the 5 character kits that just got dumped on us. But I mean, again, that is a layman's perspective. I am not a content creator in a professional
It's,
capacity. So.
I mean, the issue with, like, if I was to put them all out one day as well, people would not get my notifications after the third video because that's what YouTube does. If you put out more than
Just
3
one a day.
videos in a 24-hour
One a day.
period, no, I get that. I get that. It's just that way it would be a week long worth of videos, and
Yeah, look at that.
they just don't perform very well. Is the other side of it? Is and
Well,
not news in general,
um,
just kit reveals don't. So
yeah. Well, because
that
it's more about they want to watch
they want
the
to watch
actual
like
characters.
theory crafting. They want to see them in combat. They
Yeah.
want to see the stats. They want to see what they can do. And we can't. There's only so much that you can do. Don't get me wrong. Some people do still watch them, but it's probably
Yeah.
got like a 30% less uptick than other videos that we would do. So yeah, I'll think of something. I'll do something. Knowing my luck, the kits will get posted like midnight my time, and I'll be asleep. And then I'll wake up in the morning and be like, oh crap, that's a lot of stuff to go through. Do you think we're going to see anything apart from, hi guys, this is the era, here are the kits?
I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be 2 dev posts minimum. I'm hoping that they don't just slam it all into one, but they're going to need to talk about any changes that they're making and tweaking between eras.
Mhm.
And I hope that it's, more than just like, well, we decided to just dump everything on you and call it a day.
Deal. Nothing's changing. It's just here's 6 new characters and a journey guide unit.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if they'll do 6. They might do 5.
They might do 5. That would save some money.
We don't quite know. We know that there's at least 2 of the ISB coming. They'll probably do a couple more at the worst of it. And then I'm
And at
hoping
least
for
a Cassian.
well, at least there's at least one new Cassian.
Yeah, because that
but
variety post made it sound like there was more than one, but I have to believe that that's a typo. Like, I
well,
can't imagine us getting 2 Cassians in one
you
era.
reading the article, there were typos, and you had to like stop and read it to try to infer what they meant.
Yeah.
From your video. So I mean, I can't imagine us getting 2 separate versions of Cassian unless they're like, here's a version of Cassian from season 1 and here's a version of Cassian from season 2. Because at a certain junction, like, what teams are we boosting at that, right? Because it's like, okay, because I'm assuming the new Cassian would be Rebel Fighter, and he's going to be boosting a Saw Gerrera team, is what I'm assuming. But I'm really hopeful we get a second Rebel Fighter to go with that team so that we can kind of, make that a powerhouse. Because that team's already kind of there, being pretty, like, it's just on the verge of doing a lot of cool things. And so just a little bit more of a kick, a little bit more TW support, and a little bit more GAC support, and that could be a really fun team. So I'm for it.
Yeah, why not? But we're gonna have to wait, unfortunately. And do you think Cassian will be the journey guide unit, or do you think we're gonna get something else?
I guess it really depends on what iteration of him they want to push out.
Mhm.
Because I could see Cassian from the end of Andor season 2 being a journey guide character.
Okay.
I could see that being the case. I could see that being a good power level for him because he's the main character of the show.
Yep.
And we've done
I mean,
legendaries over dumber things. I mean, Bam's a
His,
legendary unit, and all he
his
did was
name is in the
change his
title.
armor.
I mean, it
Yeah.
was expensive armor, Garth. Let's be real.
He didn't pay for it. He just happened to kill the guy who had the box full of Beskar ingots. Okay, come on.
He paid for it in deeds. All right, in
Well, that's true.
deeds, noble.
He went and recovered
noble
the child,
deeds.
and then betrayed everybody and took the stuff and run.
Exactly.
Which,
and if that's not legendary worthy, I don't know what is.
Well, Cassian heisted the payroll from an Imperial outpost.
That's pretty badass.
But I mean, I'm fine with whatever they shake loose for it. I would prefer a legendary version of him because I think that'd be more interesting for us to get our hands on. But I mean,
yeah,
we'll see what they shake loose.
Yeah. I mean, I still need to finish watching Andor season 2, so I better get on that. I'll how about this, Kath? I'll do that, and you watch Skeleton Crew.
No, because I got to watch season 2 of Andor as well.
Oh, have you not?
I've caught all the highlights of it. I know for the most part what's going on, but
you know the broad strokes.
Yeah. But I same thing with but I would be far more interested in watching Andor than I would be going back and watching Skeleton Crew. Just because Skeleton Crew is just not aimed at me. I'm just not going to try to watch a pseudo kid show for another 7 hours.
Listen, Kath, when you have your own little baby Kathlets running around, maybe then you'll watch it.
I know I say all these things, but I'll rewatch the Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels without
I'll
a second
say all
thought.
these things, and then I'll put K-pop Demon Hunters on.
Oh yeah, dude,
it's a banger.
I'll be your idol.
Yeah. Oh my god. Good times. Yeah. So I have no idea who else we're actually going to get, having not seen Andor season 2, or I've seen like 3 episodes or something.
Yeah,
I have to really get into the vibe of watching Andor. That's the thing. It's not that it's hard to watch. It isn't hard to watch at all. It's quite enjoyable, but I do have to just kind of sit down and deliberately watch it. And I don't have endless hours to sit down in front of the TV. So it's like, oh. I need to blow my nose. Excuse me 1 second. Doo-doo-doo.
I'm just trying to remember which characters are which.
The ones on the show are Andor. Hi, Taz. Taz is in the chat. How you doing, buddy?
Because I could see them doing Cyril from the dude that gets just out of him multiple times.
The guy who's got a bit of an obsession problem.
We could see Bix coming.
Is that the woman?
That's Andor's love interest.
Yeah,
I believe
that's not Jin.
The other one that I could see actually coming as the journey character would be I can't pronounce that name. Kel. I don't know. It's 2 consonants together. It's Kleya.
Kleya?
Huh?
Kleya?
Kleya? Sure. Kleya. I don't know. Anyways, that is supposed to be Luthen's handler.
Oh, okay.
So I could see her being a journey guide character or a character they add to it. Does Vel even survive I don't know if she survives the heist in the first movie. I don't remember.
Nobody knows. It's a complete mystery.
So I could see maybe Kix and that other girl coming, and then a new Cassian, and then they could do 3 and 3 ISB, or 4 ISB. Well, 4 ISB, 2 Rebel fighters, and the journey guide be another Rebel fighter. So that would be the other person. I could see that. That could be interesting. I don't know who else they would pick for the trying to pick out which characters were also Because there's that other guy that goes against Deidre all the time.
What, other ISB agent, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't
the
remember his name.
all I can do is be racially insensitive because I can only remember his skin color.
Yeah, perhaps
Uh,
that other guy.
yeah. I'm
Mhm.
trying to see if I can go back and forth on the actors list, but I need photos.
Yeah, just yeah, IMDb it and hope for the best, and then they're like, no, that's not him.
Yeah, well,
And
that's the
then
problem. Is
you
everyone
cement
that I'm coming
yourself
up
as
with.
culturally insensitive.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna do that no matter what I do in my life. So that's fine. I'm just trying to find. I'm just trying to find.
A
I don't know.
reason. Yeah,
Don't know his name at all, unfortunately. I'm trying to pick up the ones that are more prevalent, but of course, that's not helping either.
that's fair. That's fair.
But anyways, the short answer is he's the one that fights with Deidre a lot. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember. He might be a good one. He's the one that keeps questioning her on her pursuit to go find different things, and she's keeps looking for anomalies and stuff like that. And I'm just
Yeah.
trying to, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get there. I
Whatever.
guess. Sorry, I was actually another character that just jumped to my mind immediately upon scrolling through the photos is Bail Organa.
Oh yeah, Bale would be sick. That would be cool. Yeah. I'd be down to clown with a bit of Bale action going on. Yeah.
I could live with that. I'm trying to come on.
Yeah.
I'm anyways. Keep progressing. I'll keep looking for a little bit. I'm trying to.
I'm just gonna scroll through IMDb here and hope something jumps out.
Well, not even IMDb. I'm trying to. It's not working. I don't. It's just giving me names with very, very, very small like actor portraits, and half of them are black and white, and so that does nothing for me.
Karth doesn't see color. He's like a dog. He's like a dog. But that's fine, Karth. We don't have to pontificate about who or who might not be an Andor. I mean, I personally didn't think it was going to be Andor that we got, but
I didn't either.
We were wrong.
We could get a new K2 unit, I guess, as well. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place here. I really hope we don't, unit. Because I don't need another version of K2 that doesn't really change.
He could be an ISB droid. That would be great.
That would be fun.
And it would save a heck of a lot of time for CG from the art department because they're like, hey, we've already done him.
Yep. This one's already good to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested to see what they do bring for the rest of the cast, but we should get all of that next week. We should get they should give us all 5 to 6 characters, and then they should tell us who the journey event is. Yep. And then we'll probably get their kit 2 months or so into the release, and then we'll see if they make any tweaks to the era system.
Yeah, hopefully, I really do hope they do.
We do know that the loaned units is coming with the next era at a minimum. God.
Yeah, I am very worried about loaned units. But
well, I'm worried, and then all at the same time, like I don't know if I need to be.
So, how much would you be willing to spend, Karth, for era level upgrades on loaned units?
But we're not spending for those, right?
How do we know?
I mean, because that would be ludicrous to spend on something that you can't keep.
Yep.
And they've already have the system in place where they should be scaling off of the newest marquee in theory.
In theory, yeah. But
that is the current.
There is a way to level up loaned units, but we don't know what that costs. Is it actual cash? Is it crystals? Who knows? I personally look at that and think that's fucked up.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Loan unit level upgrade title level up.
Yeah.
Loan units have leveled up.
Now, Now,
loaned unit
maybe
expired.
those get embedded into like the reward track, you know, of beating certain tiers of the bosses. I don't know. But like I
Or
see it and I get worried immediately because I just see, is
they
this
might.
another way they can monetize? Like,
Oh, if they do that, that's gonna be so dumb. I'm gonna be
yep.
so irate if that's if we're. I don't need more Datacron mechanics. People already left the game in droves with Datacron mechanics because they are short-term power boosts that go away that don't really get you anything. And so, man, if we do another version of that, that's just gonna suck because it's like, well, I don't want to spend on characters that aren't gonna do anything else for me. But I maybe it's just part of the uh,
I
maybe
mean,
it's just gonna be part of the sorry, the as you progress in era levels, it will allow you
yeah,
to level them up as a
it
way
could be
to
there.
incentivize
It could
era
just be
level.
on like the episode past track. It could
Could
be,
be.
you know, like I said, when you actually beat the bosses, when you go through the various tiers, maybe there's something there. You know, the first time rewards, maybe.
Yeah.
But also, loaned units seem to be temporary in time as well. So we obviously have to either activate them or earn them or buy them in order to loan
Well,
them,
as
which
far as
is
I
very
can
strange.
understand it, is that probably what they're gonna do is you will have the it'll be kind of like a split where the units you used you'll use for a certain amount of time, like kind of like when they released the split era battles, right? Like where we
Yep.
started with the clones, and then we dropped all that and we went to the May stuff.
Yep.
They can do something similar to that, where it's like you get 2 months with, or like 6 weeks with this, and then 6 weeks with the next one, and then you just change. But I mean, it's just gonna be interesting to see how they change Coliseum to tweak versus using entire factions,
Yeah.
or what they decide to use, or maybe it's that we just get 30 loaned units, we get 5 to choose from to go with this team, and hopefully we know which 5 are best for whatever loan team we're going to need.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
We'll
There's
just have
too
to
much.
wait for everybody else to test it.
I just don't love the idea of that being monetized. That's going to
Yeah.
be.
Neither do I. Neither do I. And normally I wouldn't be jumping up saying, "Hey, this CG is definitely going to do this." I don't think they're definitely going to do it. But the stance from CG over the last 3 months really does feel like they're just leaning into monetization right now. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's
there's
pretty
definitely been
aggressive.
there's been a real sort of like spend drive creep in the game over the last 3 months. So like just seeing that immediately got me a little bit concerned. I was like, oh, why would we need to level up our loaned units? Why are loaned units temporary in the first place? So
Mm,
I don't.
well,
I'll reserve
yeah,
judgment until it's in the game,
that
obviously.
yeah, clearly they're not going to last the entire era because we already have one. They already have parameters and rules in place that if you complete a run with a loan unit that has expired,
Yeah,
that
you
run
lose
is
it.
voided.
Yeah,
So they clearly they're not going to last the entire time. So I wonder what system are they going to try to be like, hey, spend your money here instead. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
we get them as part of the marquee. Maybe we get them as part
Maybe.
of the era level, like the massive era level progression part
Yeah,
of
like
things.
the global
Um,
error
the
level
global,
progression.
yeah, tracker. You get upgrades from there, and then that's what you use. And so then, as the more you get more era levels, the more access you get to more of those. I don't know, and I don't like that I don't know, and I'm annoyed now that you've told me this because I wasn't thinking about it in that capacity.
And
I
now I
saw
am,
loan
and now
units
I'm
and was
Mr.
like, "Oh yeah, it's
Grumpus.
finally coming." And now, yeah, no, activate the Grumpus is what's going to happen. I don't like everything is so aggressively monetized with this new system where it's just like I don't see the value in spending the money besides our 10 mats. It's like
Yeah,
the 700, like for this era, the $700 it would cost me to take the 7 units I have from 85 to 95. I could just buy like 4 or 5 relic 10 packs
Yeah.
and I would get way more value out of it than just the Relic 10 mats that I'm going to get for that time frame. And even on top of that is, in my shard, I haven't fallen out of top 10 yet for not pushing past 85. I
Mhm.
doubt I'm going to by the time this era concludes. And then in addition to that, I've been given no incentive to go to 95 besides like 5,000 era currency. And I'm like, well, why would I bother?
Yeah.
Like that's
That's
like
just
10
not worth it.
mats. Yeah, 10 mats for $700. Like that's ludicrous.
And
So
it's not even 10 mats, is it? It's just isn't it 10 mats like
no,
6,400 or something like that? I can't
well, yeah,
remember.
it's 6,900 for 10 mats, and
That's it.
you get 4,000 boost for that one. So it's really like 6-ish mats instead. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's a lot.
crap,
It's a
isn't
large
it?
price tag to pay. The one thing I'm going to be really annoyed by is that CJ's going to be like, "Oh yeah, for everybody who got max era level, these are what you're going to get in the next era," and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, well,
I
that, you know,
really, if
it
it's
would.
if it's anything good, we can have a conversation about it. But I don't know if there's going to be any payout that makes spending that additional
No,
$700 worth it, unless it's like, hey, every era event is going to be available for you to
so
run every off week
that's actually
in the following era. And I'm
it's a
like,
really good question
I'll take
because
that.
obviously on Swigger.gg we can actually have a look to see how many people have gone to 95, can't we? Because they should be able to. If we go to the if we go to player data on Maul, for example, are there any? Yeah, there are 106 people with a Relic 6 Maul. 106 people have wailed to get him to 95.
Well, and yeah. There's a couple guys in my shard that have everything at 90 plus and then 95 on like a few characters. And I'm like, all the power to you, buddy. I
Wait a
am
minute.
not going to do it.
That was actually only top 100 guilds. There are 473 people that have wailed to get R6 Maul, and that's
So
just
they're still
Maul
going to,
as well.
yeah. Well, if you're doing Maul, it's pretty much a guarantee that you're going to do. If you're doing R6 anything, it's almost a guarantee you're going to do everything. Because there's no reason to stop. There's no reason to take him there in the first place and then stop.
No, I'm going to check Stormtrooper Luke because I'm just kind of morbidly curious now.
I would check probably IG because everyone's using him as a lead. Oh, which by the way, they're going to be nerfing probably
really?
for the last week. Yeah.
What is the point of nerfing that now?
Well, the nerf is not nerfing. It's that it's just going to take you an extra turn or two to get the contract active because right now the contract is rocking off the debuffs Maul inflicts on himself.
Yeah.
Instead of inflicting on the enemy. So that's supposed to get patched in the next update. So that'll slow down people getting to that higher damage plateau because they'll need a couple extra turns to get there. And then they're also going to be, well, I don't know if they'll make it into this patch because it's not ready to release yet, but Luke's basic stripping TM from the bosses is also being investigated, but I don't know if they'll have it ready by the update.
Yeah.
But either which way, that's also giving people more points than they should have as well.
Yeah. So there were only 99 R6 Lukes, but there are 660 IG90s. IG90s.
Yeah, that tracks.
Excuse me. Because he's always in every team, isn't he? So
yeah,
he's always
the lead. Yep, always the lead.
Let's
I think people
Ventress.
are putting him last. Yeah, Ventress would be another common one.
Yeah.
For people.
Oh, actually, only 134, so not masses of people. How about Vader? Vader would be a fan favorite, you would think.
Yeah.
Because, people just love Vader in all of his forms. Only 245, actually. So, yeah, looks like it's IG-90, then it's Maul, and then maybe Darth Vader, and then Asajj. But, yeah, it's still a couple of hundred people, at the very least, that are going to 95. And how much do you think
what did you say
costs?
the number was on? What was the number on?
IG-90 had the most. It was 660.
660. So let's just times that by 700. So if 660 people take IG, well, let's say they that many people all do all 795 because you're not gonna if you're taking that to 95, you're not stopping until this is over. They're probably don't have enough mats to keep doing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make CG right there almost $500,000.
And
on
that,
just those
ladies and
players.
gentlemen, is why the monetization exists. Because that doesn't
Yep,
cost
because
like
they don't
that
they
doesn't cost
don't
CG
need.
anything.
Well, but the thing is, they don't need a large portion of the player base to do it. They just need enough, and it's well monetized. And so that's probably why they're doing it. But I mean, that's been my argument about this entire thing is like, I don't mind doing it because the money is not the biggest concern to me. It's just the value is not there. It's like, there
Yeah.
is no reason that I want to go to 95.
Yeah.
So if you give me a reason to do it, you maybe increase the relic levels I'm getting. Maybe you give me additional events or rewards that I
So
can get in the following era
for
that's
you, Kath,
exclusive to maxing out.
what would be more encouraging for you to spend? Would it be to half the cost, or would it be to double the value? What would sway you more?
Well, hold the phone. We have to quantify that because doubling the value right now is not even a good argument because doubling a penny to 2 pennies is it's 100% increase, but it's
Okay.
you're still got 2 cents.
Let
Where it's
me
like
let me
if you
rephrase. Let me
get half the
rephrase.
cost.
If it's the same value as it currently is now, but it costs $300 on average to go to
To do
95.
all 7,
Yeah. Or if it's the same cost as it is now and you got the character at Relic 8 instead of Relic 6. What would be more likely to get you to spend?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, neither, because it's still an expensive price to pay for Relic 8s, and I could do
Yeah.
that. I don't really have for me personally, right? I don't have a limitation on access to that particular Relic gate. Relic 9 is starting to be my consistent, like, I either got to be farming Kairos or buying droid brains or relic packs that give me more of those Relic 9 materials. But so like at the $300, I could spend the $300 over 7 characters and easily accomplish Relic 8 with or without doing that. But what you get out of it now, even at half, I mean, if it was the same cost of Relic 8, then it's not worth it. If it's half the cost and you just still get stuck with Relic 6, it's still not worth it.
Neither in that. It would
Neither.
have to be
Yeah.
significally more valuable or significantly cheaper.
I would need economy event access for me to consider 95. Like I would need like exclusive runs on or double runs of the era battles in the off weeks. I would need the ability to get like a special run of like maybe Peridia Patrol and the Naboo run and the Covenant of Shadows run, where it's like for people who max at 95, they get a second day of it, or whatever else. There would need to be a lot more value behind it, because the problem is that where CG has priced a lot of their packs as of late, there is so much more value in spending that money on the packs directly than on the era system.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that. No, I was thinking they could do era challenges, which had a tier that you needed to have era level 95 to enter, and that could give you something very, very, very valuable. But,
yeah, possibly.
But the only issue with that is the way that they stagger it. It would have to be on like the last era challenge. Because if it's during like the early days, you don't have, it's so much more expensive to get to 95 for the very first marquee compared to the last marquee, right? So there'd be a really hard way to make that a fair thing, right?
Sure, yeah, it'd be very challenging. The issue that they really need to address in it is that they need to add more value to taking characters to 7 stars and taking a part in that particular taking part in that, and there needs to be an advantage to doing that than just spending that same $100 extra or whatever on error levels for those extra Coliseum points. And so they do need to retool a lot of it, and I'm hoping that they do retool some stuff, but I don't have the greatest hope that we see more than a few tweaks here and there. Just because we're so in the dark about so many things that we don't know if they have any plans to change it. We don't know if if they want to change it, if they're happy with where things are at. But you have a lot of content creators that have come out and said, hey, I felt duped. I felt ill-informed. I feel on the next era that I rather be reserved in my spending. And then if I need to adjust course later, but they don't want to invest up front and then get the carpet yanked out from
Yeah.
them a second time. And so I think for a lot of people that even like some of the whales that I talk to that are
Hmm.
out there, a lot of them, they're just like, well, it's just, we want to see what happens, right? They're spending out of curiosity and lack of information,
Yeah.
but I can't see that being a continuing trend. I don't think people are going to do that every time.
No.
And so they might have had a decent go of it this first pass. I don't know if that's gonna be a repeatable process.
Yeah, for sure. It's because, it's like you said, they just kind of want to see what's happening this first time around. See how it feels at the end of the first era, based on what they spent, and then they can use that to inform themselves if they want to try and drop that sort of money going into the next era. Yeah, yeah, I do. I understand. Like, I'm not going that crazy myself, and I've already set myself the plan of how I will attack the next era if there's a journey guide unit, which is just going to be, I'm not going to spend so many crystals on my refreshes so that I can afford more surge packs. So it frees up my cash to spend it on era levels for the end, especially because in this way of getting it done, I kind of want to be able to cover the content as it comes out day one, which means the last marquee I need to get to 7 stars day one, which is another pain. I lucked out and pulled a 145 on Vader in the surge pack, so I was like, I just saved $100. Yeah. So that was great.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it'll require a shift of what you're doing there. But I mean, again, at
yeah,
the same time, I don't know. I don't know if if there's going to be as much purpose behind it. Like I was initially planning on going to 95 on this one, just going like, well, we're going to see what happens and everything else. But then you kind of got to the point where it's like you look at the price tag and going in between, it's just like,
mm,
if I spent that $700 on Relic 10 packs, I would have 4 or 5 times the number of complete Relic 10s to apply than I would get from the
yeah,
400 current or 4,000 currency I get from the end of this. And so it's like,
exactly. It's the
no.
trade-off just doesn't seem worthwhile, does it?
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, it just straight up isn't. Anyway, shall we take a look at Tribe Talks questions? Because I believe we have some.
I suppose. I have a few.
I suppose, if we must. If we must.
We must.
All right. Okay. So first question comes from Mole Inquisitor and says, what level will Darth Vader Duel's End be at the end of the event? You should be able to get him to 65. Kind of depends. You might have blocked yourself out if you unlocked Maul and put too many error levels on Maul. But by the very end, if you've been playing Conquest daily and climbing daily and spending and, earning your error leveling currency by leveling up and doing your daily objectives and progressing through the episode pass, as it were, free or paid, you should be able to get Vader to 65 free to play. Right?
I mean, 65
Maybe
free
higher.
play is guaranteed. With as long as you've gotten far enough in Coliseum to get into like tier 7 where you've collected all the rewards that you can get from the game naturally, should be fine. I'm assuming you're not going higher stars, so that's where you're going to cap out, because Vader's event does give you enough materials to, I think, maybe push level 70 on him if you get enough, because I know it's not enough to go for one character to 75. But there might be enough to go to 70 with him if you don't put on anybody else, but that's about it. There's not much else that you can do. They're pretty hard coded to go, nah dog, you stop here.
Yeah, that's all you get today. Sorry. Yep, it's an unfortunate truth, but there we go. And he is a 3-star Vader, so he didn't get any additional materials.
Yeah. So 65 minimum is where you should land at the worst of it.
Yeah. Provided you've been going through and, like I said, actually playing Coliseum and doing your dailies. Because if you didn't actually go through your episode pass, the episode track, and earn the episode currency, the error leveling currency that you get from that, you might not have enough error leveling currency to level up. You can subvert that. Okay, so next question comes from GDJT, a gin and tonic. He says, this week, Carthrick said multiple incorrect things about Star Wars media, including but not limited to the High Republic currently has a good set of writers turning it around. The final High Republic novel was released over 6 months ago. Carth, does it bother you that you are so confidently incorrect and you will take more time to think before you speak in the future? Carth, thinking before speaking? What do you think?
I saw this question a few days ago, and I really thought hard about it, taking it to heart. Okay. And I've come to the solemn answer that no, I won't be changing that.
I will be confidently wrong again.
I will be confidently wrong. I'm happy to be corrected when I make a mistake. It doesn't bother me to be wrong. And this is an opinion show. I'm not reporting facts. Yeah, I miss the fact that they've concluded what they're writing about right now. Oh well, sue me about it. What's it going to change? The High Republic's over. I think a lot of people will be happy with that versus not. But no, I don't think so. I can be confidently incorrect the rest of my life. I'll live happy with it.
That's okay. I have never been incorrect about anything, any statement that I've ever made about anything on any of my videos. They've all been 100% correct.
Oh yeah. See, the problem is they assumed I was right, and that's your first mistake. Assume I'm wrong, and that's a better place to start with.
Fair.
I can speak confidently and be an idiot at the same time.
Yes.
I'm on track to be a politician.
Nice. It's a good way to go. So next question comes from Hello There and says, my question to Carth is, will you be paying to silence GDJT?
No. I don't care if someone speaks out against me. I don't give a shit. Do what you want to do. Besides,
that would cut into whaling packs and priorities, gentlemen. Priorities. Yeah. And then there's another follow-up question. And how much would you be willing to pay?
I'd buy that for $1, I guess. I would rather spend the money on Pax and Swoga or on coffee or whatever.
Some nice whiskey.
I guess. Yeah. Oh, well, yes. Currently on sabbatical from that, but yeah.
On sabbatical from the whiskey. That's a real sad time. That is a real sad time. Thank you guys for your questions. Breezy comes in. My question: what level of unholy bullshit is this by CG? Are they hoping that players don't notice they've moved the money pack? So you probably don't see this, Carth, because
it happens. No, it's only for people who missed. Yeah, it's for people who missed the who don't have a 7-star Luke.
Yeah.
Initially, yeah.
Yeah, it's that whale pack. I think that is actually still a thing because it shows up on my alt account. So, it's kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid. I'm hoping nobody accidentally bought that Luke pack. You have to go through several checks usually, so it shouldn't happen, but you never know.
Again, it's one of those things where it's like, fine, sure, maybe it's an inconvenience. Is it one thing I'm going to go, light up CG about? No.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I don't want to be that asshole, but like maybe you pay a little attention to what you're clicking on when you're doing stuff. I get the muscle memory. I get the complaints. I understand it, but it's not that hard to have to put an authentication on purchasing anything.
All of my accounts have got authentication, so I don't accidentally buy something.
You can't actually spend. Like, you actually spend crystals. That's a possibility, but
I have done that so many times where I've gone into shipments and I've bought something, but I've clicked the button too quickly. And I've accidentally just blown like 1,600 crystals, and I'm like, fuck.
I bought 16 shards of Marok yesterday because I clicked like a 2 millimeters too low on the screen, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I was buying the stupid stuff for credits, and I was like, just smashing the button to get the daily done, and then it was like, oh,
you're like, that is the worst value crystal to shard shop currency I've ever done.
Luckily, he was an accelerated character, so the 16 shards were only the 640 crystals instead of the 1,280.
So silver linings, silver linings.
Yeah, silver linings.
Yeah. Okay. So Stars asks, question 1. Who else do you think we get for the next era besides the 2 announced and the legendary be for the next 6? Hoping for a JML lifter, but it seems that CG will do Nothing about logic. It seems with CG, nothing applies with logic to them. I cannot see us getting Old Republic just mixed in with this era.
No. Well, they already kind of laid out the entire thing. It's the era of Andor.
Yeah.
What else are we going to cover besides Andor content?
Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it being anything. I want more Old Republic stuff, and I definitely want a lifter for JML, because if Satele is even worthy of stealing Jedi Knight Revan away, which I'm not, I'm not entirely sold that she is right now.
Yeah, not sold on.
I'm not sold on it. No.
There's got to be something that they add into there that, I don't know, maybe gives her a pre-taunt, because otherwise like
they'll come out with a Datacron like when she's released that lets her pre-taunt. It'll be obnoxiously powerful, and then 3 months later she'll be garbage, and that'd be great.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's a stopgap.
we kind of already batted back and forth a little bit on the possible units for for Andor, so I can kind of blow past that portion of the question. And then as for Coliseum, they were asking if we were going to add any new bosses to it.
I hope so.
I think they will add new ones in, but I think it'll be a rotation. I don't think they wanted to change. They wanted to do more than 4 live at a time.
Oh yeah, I don't see us getting like
anything correctly.
That completely changes the progression, because they'd have to completely rework how many materials each tier of each event gives, right? So
so I would see they could probably bring in a new one with the next era that might do something to do with the Andor show. As maybe a boss they could bring in that. But I wouldn't expect anything massive changing.
Speaking of massive, I would like a Zillo Beast. I would like a Terrantetic. I would like, what else would
Terrantetic would be cool. That'd be fun to have back.
Yeah, I'd be down for a Rancor as well. Give us some cool classic beasties. That would be kind of sick. I would be a happy little clam if I got some new bosses. And I do agree. I don't think we'll get 4 new bosses. I think at best we'd get 2, and then as we get additional errors, maybe they'll slowly introduce more, and eventually they'll just be cycling out, swapping and changing them, and eventually maybe we'll only get 1 new one an error, but the lineup will always be changing while they build up like a roster of different bosses.
So they could have 12 bosses. You only face 4, and then every era 2 drop out, 2 join, and then you just keep going like that. And they could change it to have each one in certain tiers of difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they'll have 2 hard, 2 easy, and they'll just kind of cycle through that concept, and then they'll just have a mix of that moving forward.
Yeah, so good questions there, Stars. Thank you very much, good sir. Next one comes from Mr. Chase, PhD. He says, do you think that CG will actually address the anniversary backlash, or just continue the silent treatment for a while and then act like it never happened?
That part.
Yes.
Hey, I'm not... What specific anniversary backlash are we talking about?
All of it, I think. just general.
I think they'll do what they've always done, which is just they'll go, yeah, we heard you. Anyways, here's what we're doing now.
Let's tell you about how you can pay for loaned units and loaned unit upgrades.
Spend your money, you darn peasants. Give me all the gold in your coffers.
Could you just all stop being poor? Have you tried not being poor?
Yeah, give us your money.
We jest. Kind of jest.
Kind of. The longer this era has gone on, the more it does feel that way.
Yeah,
I know it's not like 100% what they're aiming for, but
I think we're being so cynical because of the lack of acknowledgement right now. The way we're looking at it, it's February now. It's February, and we still haven't really heard anything from CG, right? In terms of what's going on.
I hope we have something kind of clear with at least the next era post of what they're tweaking, what they're introducing, as well as all the era units. But man, I don't know. I don't know. They're very hard. They've always been pretty shy about being concrete on a lot of things for the sake of if they need to adjust, they then have to backpedal, and that never looks good for them either. So they're kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Next question comes from Wep Pliskin. How you doing, Wep? I have been purchasing the $10 Conquest Pass and the $20 Episode Pass monthly, only missing a month here or two if money was tight. For a long time now, those passes have felt like the best value for that amount of money. With all the recent changes, do you still think it's the best value for money, essentially, you can get for $30?
Yes.
100%
there is nothing better you can buy in this game for $30 than those passes. Full stop. There is no greater value there. And even if there are, the packs that have high value at that price range don't even come close to the amount of rewards that you get from those passes. So like, yeah, there are things that are good value there, but nothing is better than those passes right now. You're always worth getting those.
Yep, I completely agree. They really are. They're just that good. I feel like the episode pass has better value overall, but it is twice as expensive. So there is that. You get lots of good stuff from that.
Well, you get a lot of Gerdas and droid brains.
Full Kyrotech for those of you that aren't done with the Kyrotech farm. And, to be honest, Garth is out of Kyrotech now, so he probably wants those Kyrotech now.
Yeah, except for I don't want full ones. I want salvage or prototypes. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. Anyways, yeah. Those things that I already said.
The stuff that I just told you was good. All right. Next question comes from Daddy Sarlacc, which is still a great name. First, some praise for Scribe's excellent additional broadcast this week during the downtime. Oh, thank you, buddy. I know how much work and energy you put into this, and it's not easy, so thanks for bringing us the goodness and entertainment. Thank you, sir. I streamed many, many hours. Secondly, big shout out to Bay, the moderator, and channel support behind the scenes. Bay is amazing, yeah. Really enjoyed the quiz we had this week. Work goes in and deserves a shout out for appreciation. Bay does a lot of work. He does. He's great. Solid work from a solid, supportive dude. Thirdly, Scribe and Karth, you suck. No, sorry. What's your level of excitement for the Andor era? It seems some are really excited, and others like me aren't so intrigued and would have preferred KOTOR. Maybe Andor will bring new players, and they'll satiate the rest of us with KOTOR later. So, Karth, are you hyped for Andor content, or would you prefer something else?
Well, I would always prefer something else because I have other things I would like to have greater than Andor content. But why I'm actually intrigued about Andor is because they're building a new faction with new mechanics.
Yep.
And so that's what has me interested into what they're releasing here, because I like new mechanics and what they do and how they change how we play the game. And so that I'm kind of okay with it. I think everyone else really should be too, because the reality is having a single, we're going to have probably at the most 2 factions being supported. For a lot of players, this will be an era that you can relax on because there's nothing that you really need out of it per se. And you can kind of live without the new faction of ISB and the new and whatever the Rebel Fighters bring, because it's not going to be detrimental to not have it. So I think there's part of that should be more of a relief. I think if we did KOTOR stuff, that they would have to kind of tie it in to a degree where it would end up being they would be supporting a lot of teams again, and you'd feel more pressure to take part.
So you mean.
The Era of the Anniversary kind of felt that way, where it's like you're getting so much support for so many factions that you feel like you have to get everything because you can't just skip it, where this might be a little bit more skippable. But I'm excited just to see the new faction, to see the new mechanics they want to use, and then praying to God Krennic gets a rework, because I would love to have that Relic 8 investment mean something one of these days.
And that army, right? And that army.
That army was good once for one Datacron season for the first week before people figured out how you countered it. Okay.
So it was good for 3 rounds of GAC.
Yeah. One time, a long time ago. It was great.
Totally worth 20 armies. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
Good.
at this junction, I've got like 400 in the bank, and I have every single one equipped.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Now it doesn't matter.
I won't cry about it too much.
It matters to me still. I have, I think, like
Filthy peasant.
240 armies. Yeah, I am a filthy peasant. 240 in the bank, but I know I'm going to be dropping like 200 as soon as this era goes live. So
160, I want to say, is what you need
Hun-
for this era if you want
ah,
to equip
then
if you want to equip all
I'm
of them
Gucci.
on all characters.
I'm
But I don't think
plush.
you're going to.
Well, if there's a TB one, I'll probably skip that. But the
Well,
rest of them, I'll probably just blind throw them on because I don't care now.
yeah, that's fair. But the Luke one is 3v3, and so is the Barris one's actually probably going to be good in 3v3 because it's a unique team. But I mean,
Yeah.
there's 2 3v3 ones. Those are only 10 a piece. IG is TW, which will probably be needed. I don't know if you're going to do Chotas because you don't have much Wookiee investment. So
I mean, they're all relict. I have an R9 Clone Wars Chewie.
But the top contenders, of course, are going to be Asajj, IG, and then the Vader, and then the ones from Maul. So that's 6 Omicrons already. That's 120.
Yeah. I got all them. That's fine. I'll be right. But I'm kind of with Karth. Maybe I'll feel different when I've watched season 2 of Andor all the way through. Maybe I'll get more hyped then. I definitely would have preferred Old Republic stuff, but it's okay. Not every update has to appease me. That's fine. I will throw my toys out the pram and have a word with Meathead about this and say this is what we agreed, Meathead. You have to pander to my every desire. And he'll tell me to kick rocks.
I expect their production team to keep up with my whims.
Exactly. And if I change what my whims are, then they must change as well.
No. I still need what I asked for the first time. I just need it now so that my whims can shift to the next new thing.
Exactly.
So I need
get proxy, the better.
Team. Yeah, I need a production team of like 300 people, so that way we can produce new kits and characters like on a weekly basis.
Yeah, not like a yearly basis. So
yeah. Good. We don't need a year-long pipeline. I need like a 6-day pipeline.
Okay. Yeah, fine. I'll let you off. So do we think that Andor will be a big success, and those who have been spending on Maul to be keen to keep carrying on spending on Andor to the same extent? Yeah, it's very.
It won't be the same solely because this era had a lot of hype characters. Vader being a big one, Spooder Maul being a big one, and then Asajj and IG are going to be massive lifters to teams that need a lot of help. So I think there's a lot of interest in this era because of how broad they went with the lifting. Unless they're going to put the ISB faction as a decent contender to anything, I don't think the interest will be as high behind it because it's a full on its own team. And unfortunately, not to throw too much shade at CG, but when they develop brand new teams on their own with brand new mechanics, they have not always hit the mark.
You talking about Mace is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that investigate mechanic does a lot of good.
Yeah.
God, I can barely remember when it functions, but there's just a lot of things where depending on how it goes, it could be a skippable thing. It's like Balin's new mercenary tag and Soldier of Fortune buff is kind of lackluster because you don't have a full team of 5, and what they did try to add is not as good. I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of things where it's like we don't have a good tracker with everything landing at a good spot, and so I'm not going to be super committed to this being like out on like next tier, like a high power level team. So I'm more of the mindset that like it'll be okay.
I know a lot of people love Andor. It's a very popular show. But like Karth said, I do agree. You don't get much more excited than when you have someone like Vader in a release pack. So and also we don't know what else we're going to get between now and when everything drops. There could be massive changes to the pricing structure. There could be massive changes to the era system that might inform people's spending. I don't think there will be, but it might be. You know, what if error
Yeah.
leveling became a heck of a lot cheaper? You know, are people
Or
going to
you
be more
got more
inclined?
with stars.
Well,
Like,
yeah, God
I don't know.
Almighty, yeah,
Hey man, maybe if I 7-star a character, I should get like air level 45 by the end of the event instead of
yeah.
air level 15. Like, I don't know anything. Give me an advantage for spending some
That
money.
was that was my biggest gripe with this system. As a man who just dropped, you know, like 100 on a new character, and I'm like, it's really great when I look into my you know my leaderboards and see that there are people way higher than me at 3-star compared to my 7-star because they just put money into relic levels, error levels instead. I'm like, they
Yeah.
probably spent a heck of a lot less doing that, and it matters way more.
Well, and that's the
So
annoying part too, especially if you're going to require 7-star unlocks for the journey character. It's like, but
yeah,
there's no, like, I should be getting to like, I think realistically, 7-star unlocks should be getting you closer to 80, 75 to 80, somewhere in there, and then free to play can be stuck at 65 for all I give a care. But there should be that like hard level of like at like 70. You can't go past 70 unless you're 7 stars. Like, if you're 6 stars, you're stuck there. There should be some of that to this progression system if you want to reward players for spending that money.
yeah, yeah. I agree. So we'll find out soon enough. But I say optimistically, no, I don't
Yeah.
think they'll spend more.
I got a better chance of whiskey falling out of the sky into my glass than I've got for major changes coming to how the air system
I
works.
got all excited that whiskey was going to fall out of the sky then. All right. So Rurik says, "Hi guys, I have 2 questions. Good. Under what circumstance will you use a 40 calibration cost mod slicing? I'm guessing. What criteria do you typically use? I'll quite happily blow through 40s. I'll blow through 75s and 100s if I've got a mod that is worth rolling. If it's gonna get me above a 25, I don't care.
Well,
I'll
so
just
typically,
spaff it up the wall.
I'll give you a little bit more context on that. Typically, I won't do above a 40 unless that's 2 things. One, I already have 4 rolls of speed on the mod, and I'm trying to get that 5th roll. I'm more inclined to do that. Or if I have a mod specifically for like a character like, let's say, Malikos, where I'm not really worried about how fast he's going to be in this particular instance, and he's got really good secondaries that I want to fine tune a bit better, I'm willing to spend more on those. But typically, past 40 is, or 40 and above is like, I'm really close to this mod being like perfected. And so I'm willing to roll dice on it. I'm not going to take a 40 roll on a mod that's got 11 speed. Like,
No,
it's
God
not
no.
worth my time. Like, I need to have at least 4 rolls in the stat that I'm really hunting for on this one to be worth my time. And sometimes you just have all the stats are good for the character, so it doesn't really matter. And maybe you're just trying to move things around a little bit. I find that usually when I'm trying to do that,
Yeah.
that's when it always screws me and goes back to the stat I'm rolling away from.
Like
But yeah, typically that's where I'm at. Is it needs to be worth it.
generally speaking, yeah, maybe I should have added more context. If I'm calibrating a mod, it's almost only ever if it's got 4 rolls of speed. There have been occasions where I've done 3 rolls and I've recalibrated, but that's usually only because it's like 3 and 18. If it's like a really high speed roll percentage, I want to do it. And if I've got a 4 roll of speed and it's 23 speed, I will use every single recalibration material I have. I'll go through all 6 recalibrations to see if I can get a 29 or a 30. That's just me. I'm not super sweaty about trying to get mass volume of speed mods. I just like to have very high ones occasionally. My mods are decent enough. They're not great. So I'll live with that. His second question says, what is the best 5v5 Jabba squad for GAC? Just unlocked Embo. Who do I replace? What do you think, Garth?
I mean, the core 4 is Jabba, Chrysanthemum,
Bausch.
Lando, and Bausch. it's always going to come down to Datacrons, right? Because like this newest set that just released is bounty hunter focused, which Lando's not a bounty hunter, so you might have a larger incentive to do somebody like Boba Fett, who is going to work more with that level 6. You might pick up one of the characters that happens to cross over with Hutt Cartel and being a level 9 on the Kron set for bounty hunters. I don't know if they actually do have one of those, to be honest with you.
One of what, sorry?
That is bounty hunter and Hutt Cartel. That's also a level 9.
Oh, that's a very good question.
No,
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah, Orsing's not Hutt Cartel. Fennec's not Hutt Cartel. Zuckuss and Forlorn weren't Hutt Cartel. IG-88 isn't Hutt Cartel. So yeah, you're looking at just maximizing the level 6, which is just a bounty hunter based stat. So you would drop Lando probably for something with Boba Fett and maybe Embo. And their Embo is really good in a lot of respects for most teams. But yeah, whenever a bounty hunter inflicts a debuff on the enemy, they gain 30% offense until the end of the battle. So you would probably on this next one want to focus on Hutt Cartel that are bounty hunters that do debuffs. And so, once you get past Boba and Bausch, you could look at options. You could do Greedo or Cad Bane. They both have some debuffs in their kits.
Cad Bane also has a ship, which is always useful to have more relic levels. So
yeah, but if you don't really have good investment into the other Hutt Cartel bounty hunters, then I would just drop out Lando, put in Boba, and use Embo as the 5th, and then just run that, because at least you'll get something out of that lineup taking advantage of the bounty hunter stuff. But Embo doesn't really have a lot of debuffs, so it won't change much for him. But anyways,
my Embo is still languishing at Relic 5. Poor Embo.
How did your guild not force you to relic that higher for TW?
They probably didn't notice, I guess.
Probably not.
Slipped between the cracks.
I'm gonna go DM your guild lead real quick.
Yeah, okay.
You need another relic drain right before this massive GP goodness.
Yeah, I need something else to sap away all my relic mats before dumping it all into these 7 units that we're about to get. So good questions, Rurik. Good questions. Next one comes from Phalo Ren. He says, best 4 and 5 for the new Vader team. Royal Guard and ? Tarkin, Piet, Thrawn, what do you think? So the EP Mara Jade Darth Vader duel's end. They're suggesting Royal Guard, and I believe they wanted Tarkin in their original post. But I love the idea of Thrawn, generally speaking. And I don't think Piet's going to be bad there either.
Piet's not going to be bad. I would almost, to a degree, prefer Piet, but that's only under the guise that you're running both Vaders. So that's the only reason I'd want to run Piet there. I think if I wasn't going to run Piet and I was going to run Royal Guard, then I would be more inclined to and not run the old Vader. Then I would be more inclined to like Royal Guard and Thrawn. And I'm even fine with doing Vader and Thrawn too, just because of having multiple fractures out at the same time is going to be kind of funny in GAC. And Thrawn kind of adds that very fun interaction with Fracture that I think it's a little bit overlooked. I need to double check this while I'm thinking about it. But I believe with Thrawn, now it might be coded to be specifically his Fracture, but I believe the way his text reads from his Ebb and Flow unique, the way his text reads is that he doesn't care about whose Fracture it is. It says that whenever an Empire ally uses a special ability while Thrawn is active, that ally gains 15% turn meter, and if any enemies are fractured, Thrawn and fractured enemies lose 15% turn meter. So in theory, Vader can put out 2 fractures and Thrawn can put out a 3rd. In theory, you could lock down 60% of a team.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
They're just gonna have to deal with it. So I have a lot of love for Thrawn being in there. I'm hopeful that it's good. When we come through that.
Okay.
But I think Vader Piet would also be a very viable one as long as there's nothing that makes troopers aren't going to miss him from. Just
I have a
because,
feeling they won't. But
well, as long as the support Kron's here during 5v5 combat, I think troopers have got a fun little niche. But outside of that, I think it'll be fun to see how that shakes loose with the different possible lineups, because I don't know if I really need a tank, because if you can just get enough chaos going out there to loop the turn meter, then
if you got enough control on the field,
yeah,
and you've got enough turn meter generation, it almost doesn't matter. So I just want to shout out real quick, Daniel Beasley, thank you so much for the $5 and congratulations on your Afro unlock, dude. Continue.
Yeah, no, that was it. That's kind of my toss up right now. Is I feel like I'm gonna it depends on what Afra needs as the 5th, because if she needs Vader over there, then I'll probably run like I could probably run Royal Guard and Thrawn and have some fun with that. If she doesn't need it, I might try to see how the old Vader and Piet work to help kind of loop the turns, because then you're getting more damage on the team and more potency on the team, which Mara Jade and OG Palpatine are going to like. So there's a couple of options. It really just depends on what else is going to be needed beyond that part.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be loads of testing in the first week when it goes live, and we'll find the comps pretty quickly, I'd say. All right, next question comes from Invitado. He says, "Are we not ready to talk about mods?" We're not now.
No,
never ready to talk about mods, apart from Bay, who is the mod of the Discord and Tribe Talks and provides us with our question times when we do our quizzes. So yeah, we can talk about that mod. Besides GAC, what is the best game mode in the game? Territory Wars, Territory War rewards, that's a tongue twister, are not the best now. TB takes too much time and effort and resources, and Colosseum is almost finished and uncertainly again. Fleet Arena seems to be the most consistent, but is that enough? Saludos a ambos. GAC is the best game mode. I'm waiting for Clark to be like, Colosseum? No, Conquest.
No, I no. I would probably say PB for me is the most fun outside of GAC, just because I have so much to play with that I actually can have fun doing all the CMs, and it's not like a nail biting 30-minute mission of like, if I have to play everything perfectly, otherwise I die and fail a mission, and then our guild misses the star and it's the end of the world kind of stuff. So for the most part, I do enjoy TB for that. I know that's not gonna be the same position for a lot of other players. But I mean, outside of that, I think it just kind of depends on what you vibe with. But there are a lot of people who hate GAC because they hate that it's forced involvement, and if you aren't participating, you aren't getting your rewards, and so there's a whole slew of things to be upset about with that. So it just depends on what you vibe with.
I definitely prescribe to. I like GAC the best. Territory War can be fun when you're having a good territory war. It can be enjoyable, but the reward system is garbage. I quite enjoy the first run of Conquest of each new one. I quite enjoy figuring out sort of how to progress and how to cheese the feats and stuff like that. I enjoy that, but after you've done it once, the shine wears off pretty quick. You've got to do it another 2 more times, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I'm bored. TB for me just takes too much time. I don't particularly enjoy it. I like it when we've got unique battles. Like, I like Geonosis. Geonosis is fun because I get to fight like the Reek and the Nexu and the Acklay. Like, those are cool. Those are boss fights, right? But most of it is just like mind-numbing meat shield battles that take forever. And that's just like...
Well, if you do this cool thing called, I don't know...
Throw a bunch of relic levels and get a bunch of TB armies?
Yeah!
Then fun is allowed.
And it's way more fun. I can't tell you. I still to this day recommend and enjoy, if you're willing to do the relic investment, the Finn Ami with the resistance team, because it's just like it just smokes everything. If you can move relatively quickly, that team just turns everything into just mincemeat in like a minute, and it's fantastic. I enjoy playing with that. But I mean, I get that's not going to be very very
No,
common thing for
I
players, and
do
I'm okay
have the
with that.
Marok on me, and that one is a lot of fun because you can just go, I'm going to throw a Marok in this team, and everything dies.
Honest to God, that's the funnest part about Marok in a nutshell, is the fact that he just goes, it doesn't even matter if he's with Inquisitor. He
No.
can just be with Balin, and the Omicron will still do good things. And so as long as you can kind of make it work, it's fun.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like you'll take a turn and then the enemy will go, and you'll be like, oh gosh, and then Balin does an AOE, and Marok assists and does like, I'll do 1 billion true damage to you. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Fantastic. I love it.
You know, I want more of this, please. More of this. So yeah, CG needs to do more TB Omicrons like that, and I will apply them. You know, maybe I will do more TB Omicrons in the future. Who knows? So yeah, I think CG definitely need to do a bit of a mix up and make things fun again. Who knows? Colosseum for me, it got more interesting as time progressed. Now that we have everything, it's a little bit more interesting. There's definitely a little bit more strategy to it. It's still quite heavily RNG based, I feel. And I don't like the fact that we've got limited runs. Like that annoys me. That annoys me because I feel like I don't have the time to fine tune and learn. It's just I'm not dropping 250 crystals to get 5 more attempts. Just not happening.
What?
What? What kind of nerd are you?
Lack of commitment disturbing.
Yeah, I know, right? So there we go. Thank you for the question. Next up, we've got a Rayo Ballbag. He asks, as a 9.5 year player and 14.3 million GP account, all GLs and ships and conquests, etc., 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 I have never felt the community was on the edge of a knife, so to speak, as it is right now. Curious if you feel that way also. I mean,
I don't, but that's mostly because of the fact that I feel like we get a lot of turmoil and a lot of people will do stuff, but it never really pushes beyond that. We kind of get a lot of people will be vocal about stuff, or you might after 9 years be in enough groups where people are talking about it compared to where things were at the beginning or where they are now. But I mean, I don't think it's as perilous as people are putting out there. I think that if they keep making similar mistakes moving forward, they'll probably lose a portion of the player base. But I mean, the reality I've come across more often than not is that most people who are the most vocal are one of two things. Either they are in an echo chamber, and so it feels like everyone's that way, or they were looking for a reason to quit, and now if they just make this a big enough pile of rocks, it's like, well, I quit because of this. I'm like, well, you were going to quit a year ago. You just needed someone to pull the trigger for you, and here we are.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely this. We are quite dramatic, guys, just in general. You know, me too. Hey. Me too. I'm a YouTuber. I have to be dramatic.
That's what gets views.
Yeah, that's what puts food on my table. So I think we are quite dramatic, and it's always the vocal people that you'll always hear. I haven't checked the numbers recently, but year on year, the game is still up in player base, quite healthily so. At least last I checked, it was up like 100,000. So, like, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of belly aching, but there's always a lot of belly aching. And I think that right now, just because of how everything's gone on with the anniversary era, people being going all up and down with their emotions in terms of, oh my God, anniversary era, such cool stuff. We're going to get free Gear 12 units. We'll get free Relic 6 units, except they're not free because you have to pay shitloads of money. And then we found out like the reality of what the new era structure meant. It meant we've gone on a bit of a high to a very down low, and CG have yet to respond because they pushed out this massive update, and then they went away for the holidays, and January's already over, and we haven't heard anything. So yeah, right now I think we're feeling it. But whether or not that means we're actually in like the worst place in the world, I don't actually know. I think things will recover. I'm kind of positive guy, generally speaking. So
I'm pretty confident it will recover as well. I think just a lot of people get locked into that cycle of this is the worst thing, and and then they just kind of get stuck there, and they don't really want to address. That was what we did, like a month ago or so. It's like there are a lot of positive changes with the system. It just sucks that we're kind of stuck in like not knowing enough. I think that's what eats us alive the most, is just being left to stew with their own thoughts and with four padded walls. And that's kind of what drives people to being, more negative, is because, we don't know what the positive is. And so it's easy to speculate on where the negative goes. And that's where we just stay. So until that changes, we're going to just continue to kind of be down that road.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess time will tell, Ray. Time will tell. Bubba Joe says, greetings, knowledge holders of the Tribe Talks. I have a question for the exceptionally professional. So professional, they would never start a stream on mute. I don't know what he's talking about. Tribe Talks host this week. We, the community, seem to have a meme question each week about Skeleton Crew. Yes, we do. Which somewhat leads to the impression that you all don't love the recent produced content from Disney. Do you have a favorite Disney-produced Star Wars content, be it show or movie or video game, that has been created since the transition? I mean, Rogue One was really good.
Rogue One was good. I like the Jedi Survivor series, Fallen Order Survivor. I like those. I mean, the problem that really comes with like us just talking mad shit about Skeleton Crew really just comes from the fact it's like, A, it's a running joke, and B, it's just not something that I vibe with for the most part, right? It's like I don't really we're spending a lot of time dealing with kids, and I don't really want to watch Star Wars to watch a bunch of kids do stuff. So I mean, it's just more of a preference thing, and so it's just fun to rag on it at that perspective, because I don't have strong feelings for supporting it.
That being said, when I go out to LA in 2027 to the Star Wars Celebration convention, Karth has agreed that he is going to have a tattoo saying, "Can't say I've ever heard of no Atten," because he actually hasn't. And it would be ironic and funny.
I could see how you would view it that way.
Yes. Yeah. So, there's plenty that I've liked about. To be honest, like when I watched The Force Awakens, I was like, this is fine. Is it a very, very safe rehash of A New Hope? Yeah, sure. But that film, like in isolation, was okay in my book. It was like, yeah, that's okay. But if you took like the sequels as a trilogy and you look at it, it's just kind of a complete fucking mess. So it's just like, okay. And yeah, early season of Mando, season 1, season 2 Mando, I thought was really good stuff. Really liked Rogue One. Rogue One was good fun. I liked Fallen Order. I completed that all the way through. I liked Survivor when I was playing it, but it was just one of those things that's kind of dropped off when I was about 40-50% of the way through the plot and never got back to. Trying to think if there's anything else. I didn't mind Skeleton Crew. I wouldn't call it amazing. Probably, again, like 6.5 out of 10. It was okay. Nothing super duper amazing, but lighthearted and fun enough to enjoy. What else have we had? I mean, Andor was good. I don't just blindly rag on everything. And then of course we had The Acolyte, and we're moving on. Roy comes in saying, following Bubba, have you seen the second episode of Skeleton Crew yet, Karth?
No. No, I have not. And I don't think I'm planning on changing that anytime soon, unfortunately.
I'll get it done.
Don't care.
Yeah. Are we finally getting a new ship, the Fondlore, seeing as we're getting an error around Andor? One can only dream, but I doubt it.
I have high doubt, because they are... The only place that could really go is a Rebel fleet. We just got a lifter for both the Rogue One or the Profundity and the Home One. I can't see them slapping in another ship on top of that and going like, you know what everyone's going to love? Rebel dominance and then a buff to the Leviathan.
Yeah, and then a nerf to the Chimera. Because those things go hand in hand. The Leviathan gets buffed, the Chimera gets nerfed for some reason, because we can't have the Chimera doing stuff. And
well, that all tracks as far as I've been able to tell.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So
sense.
We're all just treading water here. And finally, will we see a new capital ship this year? What faction would be interesting to bring to fleets? I really want a new capital ship.
Any and everything. I don't know at this junction. I would be happy with so many things being new, different, anything. Just so many things I would love to see different.
I will take a flying cardboard box fleet, genuinely, and as long as it's the new meta, I don't care. Like I need to get away from levy matches. They are so dull. We've had 2 years of it. I need something new, anything new. Pretty please, Garth, can you make it happen? Can you go up to CG with your credit card and be like, listen, guys, this thing works. We need new fleets. We need new fleets.
We need new lots of things. But yeah, just anything would kind of move that needle forward would be really cool, I guess.
I'll take a Mando fleet. Give me a Mando fleet. That's just, I don't care about the complexities of what that looks like. Just anything. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Roy. Next up is Richie Fritch. He says, hello, guys. I wanted your thoughts on why Colosseum is so very different on every run. I mean, sure, RNG, but this is another level. The first place in my group is at 10 million, all error 85. Second place is 8 million. Third is 7 million. I'm 85 on all units and can't get past 3.5 million. I don't understand how it is that vastly different. Sure, team comp and error level, but if we're all the same error level, team comp, honestly, yes, team comp makes a massive difference. And then there is approach. I mean, I know that when we all first started Colosseum, we would say, there's no strategy to this, there's no skill to this, it's just error levels is that, and that's it. When everything is at 85, there is a nuance to how you tackle each battle, and it can mean the difference between 3.5 million and 10 million. Just the team comp that you take in, the moves that you use, how you target units. Now, Karth is much better than I am, so yeah.
Well, I mean, the short of it is that the short of it really comes down from it depends on a lot of RNG of who the boss targets, what abilities they use, and in what order they get used in. There's just so much nuance to it. Like this current boss with the ATST, okay? So far, the best score I can muster today is 7 million.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to give people your error levels as well, just so they get context?
Well, I'm 86, but it doesn't really change anything on the 5 character. Yeah, on the 5, but I'm at 85 essentially. But last time this boss ran, I was able to score 11.25 million. And I can't tell you why that's different. I don't have a single answer for you as to why that last one worked out the way it did. I have the exact same team. I'm doing the exact same overall strategy. The boss is targeting the right character consistently, and it's not spreading enough damage around. I'm getting enough regeneration to keep tanking hits. It's just, there's so much dumb nuance stuff that goes into it that I don't have a good answer for it. I feel like when I got the 11 million, the reason why I kept getting that was because Luke kept taking that turn, getting his basic out and stripping the turn meter with Barris when he was at like 99% turn meter. And so I kept getting a lot more turns in between fueling the rotation. But that I don't know even know how to replicate that again moving forward, or what I did differently, or if I chose to use the tenacity up ability randomly more or less. There's a lot of nuance to every fight as well, because like the ATST boss will, if you resist a bit things, it gains turn meter. If you just take the debuffs, then it takes less turns. And of course, the more turns it takes, the more damage it deals. So you don't want it taking more turns. So
No,
there's like
yeah,
sometimes there's abilities you don't want to use. There's a lot of nuance to how you're supposed to play it to make it get you a really good score. But I swear to you, like the difference between 7 million, my 7 million run, and my 11 million run is going to come down to just RNG. Do I get the bonus protection proc on Maul, and then he unloads the basic on the Maul, and all it does is touches bonus protection? Do I get lucky and with the AoE and he targets Maul, but Maul gets revived, and so I get more time with damage with all 5 units? Like there's just too much nuance to go in there and say, if you do exactly this at exactly the same time, that you will guaranteed get the good score. I mean, that's the same problem with the Zepho boss. Like, hey,
yeah.
the AoE is off cooldown.
God.
They should be using the AoE next. Foresight, and then the boss is like, basic. You're like, son of a.
Yeah.
Like, there's just too much RNG to it to tell you
Yeah.
reliably how to get certain things. There are certain mechanics right now we can abuse. Like
Yeah.
Luke's basic will strip turn meter, even though it's not supposed to. But depending on the boss, that may or may not have a benefit. And then like another big thing for the ATST boss is when you call the mass assist with Luke, does that get Barris to attack enough to get the siphon proc on that first assist?
Yeah,
that
makes a
she
huge
then
difference.
starts assisting immediately.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference too, but you don't always get to control how she gains her siphon stacks. And so there's a lot of like little dumb things that you have to have this perfect storm of chaos kind of just consume together to spit you out a good score. The reality is if you're comfortably within the top 10, then I wouldn't cry about it. But if you're fighting for it, then you're going to be doing that thing where you got to go back and try it and see if you can kind of get a perfect RNG run in your 5 attempts to sneak back inside the top 10. But it's not really worth spending the crystals on refreshes for it. But that's just unfortunately where we're at, is that you're kind of stuck in. It might maybe happen. Good luck.
It absolutely might maybe happen. And it is a very frustrating thing because there doesn't seem to really be any sort of consistency in scores, which is rather frustrating. But it's probably designed to be that way, isn't it? To make us try and want to. We're like, oh, last time I got 11 million, so I'll just spend 250 crystals and hope I get back up there.
Yeah, the hope was for a lot of things is that it was that your watermark high score is supposed to, as from I understood it, is supposed to always be the overriding score, but that hasn't been the case for several weeks now. So I don't know if that's going to remain that way or not.
Couldn't tell you.
So I couldn't tell you. I have no answers for you on that front. So unfortunately, the answer is get wrecked, you nerds.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that in my bones, in my giblets. I feel all of it. Okay, it's a good question. Thank you, Rich. Final question comes from Trodat. He says, do we need a mod update? Give us the option to sell 6 dots and or increase our inventory capacity. I always cap out when certain assault battles and smugglers runs come up. I would love extra mod space, but I know that I would just fill it up.
Yeah, well, that is the answer. Literally every time we ask for more, that CG spits back at us. It has nothing to do with the fact that they can't sort that out, and everything to do with that players just will fill out the inventory before they manage their mods. And it's the way that the improvements they've made. It's pretty easy to go, hey, reveal all stats, upgrade. All right, cool. Throw away everything that doesn't have any speed on it. And then, every content creator's got mod farming guides that you can pick up and use that tell you which ones you should and shouldn't be keeping. There are people like, well, there's a +5 blue mod. It might be good one day. I'm like, no, it's not, because you don't need it. You need RNG to favor you on mods you continue to level up. So it's like, you got to have a hard threshold of mods that you're just not going to do anything with and throw them out the door. Like for me, If I have a purple or blue below 10, it's out the door. I don't touch it. If I have a gold at
Same.
10, it goes out the door. I don't touch it because I'll risk trying to get to like a 15 going from purple to gold, but if it stays at 10, it's gone. I might keep some 11s if they have really good stat comps because it's a higher roll value, and so those are worth kind of trying to see if you can get better scores on as you progress. But again, they have to have decent spots. For the most part, where I'm at right now, I don't really keep much in the gold ranks that's below a 14. It's just not worth it. I want anything I'm taking to 6 or to 6E needs to already have minimum, 3 rolls of speed. So I'm minimizing how much I need to keep moving that mod up to get the remaining speed rolls that I want. So I think the biggest issue for a lot of players that they get attached to the little pixel and they go, well, but you know what, could be good, but it's not now. So
yeah, and then it's so easy to forget about it and never upgrade that mod ever again.
Yeah,
it takes a lot. That I think maybe that's just a broader issue with mods, is that it is a lot of head work and a lot of micromanagement to manage your mod inventory and identify good mods to slice. So it's kind of monotonous. So, but I would like more in mod inventory space, but or some more importantly, I would like ways to move mods around that are less cumbersome. So
yeah, I'd be fine with that answer too. I'm just kind of the point now where it's like, if it means a lot to you, you'll figure out a way around it. I think for a lot of people, they just don't want to do that part. They just I want more space to collect my pixels, and not that I want to deal with the pixels I already have. Yeah. I feel like that's where we wind up more often than not. And at that junction, I'm with CG on just, screw you guys.
Yeah, fun times. Well, Karth, that is the end of our Tribe Talks questions for the evening. Is there anything that you would like to discuss before we wrap it up like we're about to have Friday night?
I don't think I have too much interesting to weigh in on things and stuff at this exact moment.
That's all right,
we're kind of waiting for that content drop of what happens next week, and then we'll have a 4-hour podcast next Saturday. Well, because we won't be here. We will, So we'll have like a 4-hour one. We'll start 2 hours earlier so we can run for 4 hours, and then we'll digest all the chaos of the impending era going live. But yeah, it's just, we're kind of waiting on that next thing. We've got everything that we know out of this era. We have put enough wind in the sails of the things we don't like, and as far as I'm concerned, I can only spend so much time being negative before I gotta change the scenery. So
yeah, exactly. I think
that's enough for today.
That is a good point. There will be no Tribe Talks on Sunday, as Karth is away and I am away. So no Tribe Talks on Sunday. Potentially the week after, though, right, Karth? There's a maybe week after.
You'll be back. I'm a little bit of a leaf in the wind for a little bit, mostly just because I don't know if I'll be back in town in time. I should be, but we'll see.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thank you everybody at home for joining us once again for Tribe Talks with myself and Karth. We are going to be taking a short sabbatical whilst we await for ourselves to come back from holiday. I'm going to go to London and watch Wales lose versus England with my brother. So rip me, I guess. But hey, see you all soon. And thank you all for joining. Make sure you do hit a like on the stream before you leave. And I will see you all very soon. Good night, everybody. Bye.